The signs are all here. The giving tree, not yet a Christmas tree, but it's a giving trees are up. I've seen several cars with real trees on their roofs, and candles are appearing in the windows, and not even to mention Black Friday. And like it or not, we're going to be bombarded for the next few weeks with Christmas carols, Christmas cards, and numerous tasks to be done. And in the face of this, the church invites us to take a completely different approach to the feast that we're about to celebrate. Advent has different signs that are used prior to the feast of Christmas. Borrowing from Dickens, perhaps we could talk about an Advent future, an Advent past, and an Advent present. Not in dreams, as for Ebenezer, but in Scripture and experience. Let's look at each in turn. The first thing we experience in the Scripture for the first Sunday of Advent is that it has nothing to do with December 25th. Instead, we're asked to consider the very end of time, when Christ will come again, which will herald the second coming of the Son of Man. In Luke, we hear that we are not to fear this second coming, but rather we are urged to stand erect, for your redemption is at hand. These are not the words associated with Santa or elves or even the scene at the manger. They are more about the end of time, the fact that all that we know will come to an end, and all will be judged. The fact that the world will someday come to an end is far from the commercial celebration of Christmas, but it plays a central role in the church's understanding of Advent. Advent tries to quicken within us the knowledge that our horizon needs to be expanded, so we don't get caught in the trap that thinking the here and now is all that there is. Among other things, this should encourage us to keep things in perspective. What we think is all important may have little or no importance when we consider its transitory nature. Whoever we are and whatever we do, we, along with all else that surrounds us, will pass away. We need to live with one eye on the hereafter and live in a way here that reflects the call we have from the Lord. In addition to the future, however, the church's season of Advent focuses on the past, the great event in human history at Christ's birth. We will recall that Christ indeed has come, was born, did live on this earth. And that's understood by most and need not delay us today. An acknowledgement of the future and celebration of the past would be incomplete without a realization that Advent and Christmas say something about the present, the here and now. And the challenge of Advent is to enable Christ to be present in the here and now through ourselves and our community. Perhaps we can make use of the commercialization of Christmas with its emphasis on gift giving, to remind ourselves, just as Christ gave himself totally to us, part of our preparation for Christmas during the weeks of Advent is a giving of self to others. Advent is a time to try to bring to an end the cycle of selfishness that suffocates the Christianity in us. How each of us here enfleshes this selfishness is unique. What Advent does is try to sensitize us to the need to get out of ourselves and to care for the other. We need to name the darkness that exists in each of us and allow the light that is Christ to penetrate our lives. Future, past, and present. These are the three faces of Advent with which we need to familiarize ourselves as we journey through the next 26 days.